going to talk about Valley of the Ancients now. Valley of the Ancients is all about these three temples: Temple of Life, Temple of Death, Temple of Immortality. The first time you play the requisite keystone, in this case this little life-bound tree thing, you gain control of this temple and stick it in front of you. That's the only thing that happens the first time you play that symbol. If this card is already in front of you and you get the symbol again, that's when you get the full cool bonus effect, and you gain control of the Temple of Immortality as well, and you get 2 runes. Each time you set this off in a turn, once you already have it, you get 2 runes. If you already have it and you play 3 of these life keystones, you're getting 6 runes. Sure, you can't gain the Temple of Immortality over and over and over and over, but that's fine, you already have it. Temple of Death, this one is, first time you play this little death keystone, you take the card. The next time you play it, you get to gain control of Immortality, and you banish a card in your hand or discard pile if you wish to. Alright. Temple of Immortality. Once per turn, choose a faction. If you acquire a card of that faction, and the next card to hit the center row is also that faction, acquire it without paying its cost. This is very, very similar to Rally. Rally and Dawn of Champions is one of the worst things they've ever made for competitive gaming, and one of the most fun and just cool little things that happens to add spice to the game if you're more casual about it. In this case, this is more powerful than normal Rally. Normal Rally and Dawn of Champions, you have a single faction that you're bound to the whole game, or you have to play a specific card that gives you a one-time rally of this type. This is the entire turn. If I name Void and buy a 1-cost Void, I have an opportunity for a Void rally when it replaces. Let's say it doesn't replace with a Void, and then I buy something else, or I buy a different Void card in a different spot. I now have another opportunity that if the replacement is Void. Every Void card I buy during that turn has the opportunity for a rally. Now note, I really shouldn't be using the word rally on this because it's different. Rally kills or acquires a replacement. This one only acquires the next card. If you happen to play this in combination with Dawn of Champions and the next card is a monster of that faction, you do not get to defeat it for free. It's only acquire. Now note that if you have, say, Samuel from Return of the Fallen, and Dawn of Champions is in play, and Valley of the Ancients, first of all, you're a weird person, but more power to you, I guess, and you happen to have this crazy combo, you do not get to acquire a monster that you can acquire when you defeat because you didn't defeat it. You could only acquire it, which is different than triggering the defeat to acquire on Samuel. Alright, I'm done with that. That's way too down the rabbit hole on card combos. These cards are not just important for their effects. They are vitally important because each of these main temples is worth 5 and the big temple is worth 10 at the end of the game. That's 20 points worth of temples towards your score. If you're a first player and you have all 3 of these and you're feeling really good about yourself, and the second player manages to swing them, you lost 20 points, he gained 20 points, that's a 40-point swing. No matter how big of a lead you had, you're going to feel the pain. You might still win, I hope you do, because that feels bad for a 40-point swing to win the game just because they played some keystones and the whole set is about having keystones. But that's what you need to know. That's what the set's like. Your 2 main strategies in Valley of Ancients is get a snowball and win harder, or get a end of game swing on these temples so that everything you did during the game did not matter as much as just owning those 40-point total value worth of temples in the swing score. Note that people ask me all the time which one of these temples I like better. Everyone always says they love the Temple of Life better. 2 runes every time you trigger it. Yay, awesome. No, I don't. I want Temple of Death early in the game. The faster I can banish my cards down, the more likely I am to get density of keystones. Having more cards added to my deck, even though they might be good cards, is less likely I get my keystones in the same hand. It's less likely that I keep triggering temples. I want to start with Temple of Death and banish cards rapidly so that I can keep getting Temple of Death and then start adding Temple of Life stuff to my deck. And then I'm going to hold on to all 3 temples the whole game. I'm going to get more rally chances than my opponent. I'm going to get more ability to hopefully have all of these temples at the end. Temple of Death is my champion in Valley of the Ancients. That's just me personally. You're allowed to have your own opinion on that. Alright. I just realized something. I need to make this an introductory thing to Valley of the Ancients and come back and do this later, because this PC is about to die. The laptop is not going to binge 2 reviews in a row, and I have a lesson soon, and I feel like I do have a lot of things to say about this set. I'm going to go ahead and save this and upload it anyway, but this is just the introduction to Valley of the Ancients. I may or may not talk about it again next time I record it. If I do talk about it again, I will list in the comments or description video how to skip past this part of the discussion and just get right into the actual cards. Alright, I will see you guys later when I record the follow-up.